Welcome to another episode of Husbands Watching Housewives. I'm Scott.
And I'm Jeff.
And we just watched an episode of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
We sure did.
Episode 3.
3, speed dating.
I can count to 3 when it's this early in the season.
Dos, tres.
Yeah, I can do it in other languages too. Very good. If for those of you just finding us, thanks. We are husbands of, we watch Housewives. We are each other's husbands.
Yeah.
Sorry, a little back and forth on this.
Yeah.
And we talk about it. We try not to recap. We just kind of try to go through the episode and hit the major points and see what inspired us or what bored us or what made us happy or what made us a little bit irritated. So that's what we do. So please like, find, subscribe if you haven't already. And please let us know how we're doing. We love the comments. We got a couple recently, and apparently I forget what I saw. We're doing pretty well in Ireland the other day, I saw. So
Wow.
if you're listening in Ireland, thank you.
Yes. Yeah.
So, but yeah.
Was it just, you're thinking of which comments you saw, or?
I saw many comments.
Right.
And we're getting comments in social media as well. But
I think you look more so on, I forget to look on YouTube and Instagram. I'm always just focusing on the TikTok and all.
Yeah, no, I definitely see all.
Yeah.
So, but then also people leave comments on the actual episodes, like on Spotify or on Apple, and
I forget to look there as well.
I very rarely look there as well. But no, it's great to have people leaving comments. I love to hear them, even when they're like, "You're wrong," or they're pretty much jumping on the "we hate Kyle" bandwagon, even though we don't hate Kyle.
We don't. People love that clip though, of like, oh yeah.
Like
So-
Kyle needs to stop defending PK, and that was just our, she does need to stop defending PK.
Yes.
So-
That's the thing too. It's like we love Kyle, but we can also point out like that wasn't so great. We shouldn't have done that. I didn't like that. It's like you can't be one of those fans who's just psychotic about the one they love and they just
Right.
won't see any reason.
You do a good job being that. No, I'm kidding. You're not psychotic about it.
No.
What I'm not liking, and I don't like this anywhere in social media, which is one of the things we were always into when we started doing this podcast, is I just don't like when people start piling in and saying, I want so-and-so fired, or I think
Yeah.
so-and-so shouldn't come back to the show. Like that started creeping into a couple of our comments, and I'm just like, I don't really want to encourage that, but I also don't want to delete people's comments.
Yeah. I mean, I understand. It's just they're always going to do that, and I just, as much as I don't like certain people, and I know I declared on the last OC episode, if so-and-so came back, I would not want to keep watching the show. But that's more so like I'm removing myself from the situation,
Right.
because this is not right for me. Not, I
Right.
want her to go.
Yeah, you're not
away.
you're not saying that, she should be fired. You're saying that if she comes back, won't watch the show, which is two totally different things.
Yeah,
Setting clear boundaries.
correct. And she really needs that money. So
Well, on to Beverly Hills.
yes, people who don't need money. Well, maybe Dorit will go to that. Whoa, a lot of money talk.
She doesn't know if she needs money or not, though. That's the important part.
So I thought that they would do the reverse, that the speed dating would be the end of the episode. So I was like, oh, wow, we're already starting with that. Okay,
Right.
Speed dating. I thought it was a great idea, even though we know full on they're not going to find their love matches here. But just the concept of it was so great. And something they should done on New York, because they were also by the end of it, everyone
yeah.
was single too. But yeah, to have those eligible bachelors and to throw the women in, the fact that they're all wearing black was amazing.
Yeah, and if not planned at all.
No.
I mean, that's crazy. But, I guess they're all trying to look their best, and so they're like, oh, if I was going out, I'd wear a little black dress or some version of it. And they all...
Or something simple. It's not going to just scream Beverly Hills.
Right. And yet they all showed up looking like they were truly coming to a funeral.
Yes.
Or just left a funeral.
Yes. And going to another one.
I thought, if anything, I would have loved to see a group photo taken of all of them with bows in the middle and wearing the bright color with all of them around, like they were her mafia.
She truly was the host.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna with the hair and the dress, and she was just having fun with it. And but which bachelor did you like?
I didn't really. I mean, the Australian one was probably my favorite, and then the one that I didn't pay. It's
There's so many lawyers.
It's also like Love Hotel, where I don't watch Housewives for the men necessarily. So like of all of them there, like I was like, okay, they're all right. That one smarmy lawyer though, the Matt guy, I think.
He was like just so like when he said Coldplay sucks.
Yeah, which I mean Coldplay does suck.
And did he say like white women love Coldplay?
He did. And white women do love Coldplay.
It's a fact.
But so he's not wrong. It just he was also like trying to be all like flirty, you know. And I was just like
he was more like I'm above it all. It's like, why are you here when you feel like you're just so like above the situation?
Well, wasn't he the one who asked Sutton if she was easy or whatever? And it was,
no, that was
or submissive or whatever.
That was the comedian. That was the smarmy one.
Okay.
Yeah, the lawyer Matt guy was just like, he said like face the entire time.
Yeah, then none of them really impressed me. So what? Go ahead.
Well, I would, yeah. I liked. I think his name was Chase, the real estate agent. And then I think it was just them. Yeah.
Like honestly, yeah, if I had known that we were going to ask, I would have paid closer attention.
Yeah. Well. Yeah, Australian was like, I guess, good looking. I think the accent goes a long way.
He's also the one who seemed to have the most chemistry and kind of talked to each of the ladies, like from what they showed us anyway. Some of them were just kind of like, you know, asking questions, whereas he seemed to be like listening to their answers and then like making up his own questions.
He was the one who was married for a day because you can do this in your country.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bucket list thing.
I was more worried about why Erika looked like she was dressed like she was going to court. Like, that was just a really weird outfit.
Because she's always going to court.
Like, I get the whole idea that, like, you know, Erika Jane can do anything, and that she's kind of like her drag persona, you know. But it's hard to swallow as a fan of the show and of Erika's that, like, she's really this mild-mannered, meek, you know.
Well, I think there's, like, you know, it's... Back in the day, like Beyonce had this whole thing where, you know, she is more reserved and shy, and then she would put on her persona as Sasha Fierce, you know? And so I think Erika Jane is a persona. She can do whatever. She can, you know, be bold, or even Erika of Housewives can, you know, give it to you. But like as someone who's trying to be vulnerable and go on a date and like reveal herself to people, and just Erika, that's more, you know, causes her to be more awkward. I love the fact that she was so awkward and was like, I got to go. Like when she and Erika were like, let's go to Jack in the Box and get a taco.
Yeah, it was, yeah, I get it. I don't disagree with it at all. Like I can see how that's true, but at the same time, like I feel the directions to not scare them off kind of screwed them all up, because I think that's why they all kind of dress so subdued.
Yes.
And Erika showed up like, well, you know, that's true. Like I don't want to like show up guns ablazing and freak these guys out and have them go, what the hell is this?
Yeah, because like Housewives can be very intimidating, and that's what they're supposed to do. But like in this situation, they're not supposed to be intimidating. So I think wearing a subtle color and also toning it down and not being like Beverly Hills,
right?
You know, like a caftan or like, you know, Erika's confessional look with the damn hat. Like she couldn't show up wearing that because it's like it overpowers, right? And gives them not the wrong idea, but they don't see who she is because all they're seeing is the costume.
I just feel like I don't know. From what my guess about who Erika is somewhere in between who she showed up as tonight and who she portrays herself as on the show.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I was a little disappointed. I figure I expect a little bit more flavor from her than just showing up looking like a, you know, sexy court reporter.
Well, she also, I mean, no one thought they were going to meet their love match, and so they weren't going to really give it their all. You know, it wasn't like a real date. It was like, let's do this for the show.
Right.
But also probably nerve-wracking to be like, these are real people, not my cast members who I can just be like, whatever, you know.
Do you think we're going to see any of those guys ever again? Do you think Sutton's going to show up on a date with one of them?
With Rick the lawyer? I mean... She should.
How cute was that he gave Erika his card, though?
That's so cute. And then she gave it to Sutton.
Yeah. I mean, poor Rick seeing that happen on TV tonight.
I was like, oh, I thought... I liked when... Oh, and Dorit, you know, like, oh, I'm flirty.
Oh.
Like, are you?
Yeah, Dorit was really, really... I won't say full of herself, but she was definitely feeling herself. And... good for self-esteem. That's what I can say.
She was, but then she was also like very reserved and like, I don't know, she just wasn't like ready to, like she said, like really put it out there.
Right.
You know, neither was Rachel. Kyle was like,
Certainly not.
sure, I'll do this. Like no one, I think if anyone, Sutton maybe was like giving it the most try. I love that she was like, I have nothing to lose, and so I'm just like throwing this out there. And I like that attitude.
Yeah, I think I would have, it would have been interesting just to see them kind of having more of a regular conversation and just being like,
well, maybe there were there, but they got cut out. Yeah.
But maybe, being upfront and saying things like, but I would like to have seen them. I would like to have seen them saying like, yeah, I'm not really looking for anyone right now, but we're here, let's get to know each other, and
right.
I think that's the sort of conversation that would be interesting and actually go somewhere rather than these pre-fixed cards. That's why I think that Australian guy and Dorit hit it off so well. Is again, they were kind of bouncing back and forth off each other.
But yeah, like you didn't see everything. Like there's one guy they didn't even like show at all, like the bald guy with the scarf. You saw him from behind, and like, did he not sign the release afterwards?
Right. There was that guy was Garib was his name.
Who started Comic-Con.
Yeah, that was crazy.
I'd be like, I'll take that Comic-Con money.
The more and more he talked, the more and more I was like, wow, that is a nerdy guy. And I could not imagine any of those women being like, well, let's talk about comic books.
None of them would. None of them. Like maybe
I can see Sutton maybe being a little nerdy enough for that, but
no, he'd have to go he'd have to go to Salt Lake and talk to like Heather or Bronwyn about comic books.
I can see that. Yeah.
Bronwyn would be like, yeah, tell me about the artistic but yeah. I liked afterwards when they split into groups. I liked the Sutton and Dorit being in a good space.
I thought it was kind of screwed up that Sutton just kind of crashed the Erika. And
it was like Erika was like, I'm going to pull you aside, and someone must have been like, go Sutton, because she was just like, I got my purse.
Yeah. Then Erika was just like, well, I was going to show Dorit some support, but I guess now that you're here, it was a little awkward, but it worked, I guess.
But I don't know. I liked that she was very supportive of Dorit, and there is no bullshit to it. She's like, I'm sorry going for that. Like, I see myself in that.
Yeah, but Sutton's done that before where she's been supportive.
Oh, for sure. It was last year, yes. And let's tie a bow in up.
Right.
Bow up, yeah.
But even with Kyle's whole separation, she was like, I see when she said it again this time, I see myself in her. It's like, just because she's going through a divorce, that's what you see yourself. How you see the commonalities. It's like when she's out of that, like when she's no longer sad and wounded, what will you see? And that's what kind of bugged me about it.
Right.
But also because she was kind of playing up how sad and wounded Dorit seemed.
Rocking around with a broken wing.
Yeah, I'm just like, okay, what's it called? Savior complex do you have going on here? Are you going to try and, it's probably the new little toy. He's like, why isn't this bird chirping? We bought our cat one of those TikTok toys, the bird that's supposed to like chirp around, and he really liked it. But it's loud, and I turned it off, and now I think he's knocking around the coffee table like, why isn't this thing making noise?
Sorry I interrupted.
No, it's all right. I think, I don't know, Sutton seems to want to be like divorcee to the rescue when it comes
Which she was last year, too. I forgot about how she was like, I'm here for you, and then like it flipped on the way to the airport.
So quickly.
Or just the whole like the wallet comment, and she was really going at Dorit. I think she had to, again, because she's not with her partner, she had to like really be like, I want to open up, I want to be close, how are you doing, yes, you remind me of me, and I'm so sorry you're going through this. But look, episode 3, I'm going to say it again, I really enjoyed Sutton. I'm whispering it. I really, really did. I don't know what's happening to me.
She's being rather middle of the road for me. Like, I don't think she's doing anything amazing either way, and so she's not being offensive or anything. I've always kind of liked her, and I can see how
you liked her more than that, and I was like, no, she's horrible. So we'll get more into it with the Rachel scene, but yeah, I was like, I liked this moment, and then I liked the Boz Kyle Rachel moments that Kyle got a little bit closer to, they totally hyped up that damn Brad Angelina moment. And it didn't even like go, because she didn't even say it the way, it was meant to be said, or how he thought it would be said. But I like that she like got a little bit closer. Like, I did love somebody. Right. If it's 3 times that she's been in love, You assume
Probably her first husband, who's Farrah's dad.
Farrah's dad, Mauricio.
And then we're going to assume...
No, C. Thomas Howell.
Oh.
That was her first.
Oh.
So I think...
Well, then maybe she didn't love her Farrah's dad.
Maybe like she loved, but wasn't like fully like in love. Maybe. I think she got pregnant very young.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah. And
cannot discount C. Thomas Howell.
And I mean, that's everyone's biggest mistake. Never underestimate C.
Pony boy. Like Kyle, stay gold.
God. Yeah, I didn't do the math on that, but I mean, we're assuming then that Morgan would be the third?
If we take away Farrah's dad, yeah.
Yeah.
And really, maybe it's 4.
It could be.
But maybe, I don't know. I need clarification on that. I want the 3.
We're going to get any.
Annie, when Annie asks for questions, we're going to put in, Kyle, who are the 3 people you were in love with?
Right.
Yeah.
That'd be good.
You don't have to name names, but like, you know.
What's C. Thomas Howell, one of them?
Yeah. I hope so.
I don't know. Everyone loves Boz, and I like Boz very well, but like this whole idea that she needs to like kind of interrogate Kyle to be friends with her. Like she needs to learn all these details about Kyle so she can be friends. It's a little, not weird, but it's just a little intense.
I think, yeah, the energy, because that's just who Boz is. But like, again, it's not coming from a bad place. It's, I genuinely want to connect with you. Like I kept saying, like, let me connect with you, Kyle. Like that's what she's saying, you know, let's, aside from being coworkers, and trying to make this situation work, I like you, you know, but it's hard to really like you if you can't open yourself up to me like Dorit did on day 1, you know, or like Erika did a few days in, you know. I think
the problem is that Kyle's also still being just too polite about everything. And when Kyle just really wants to say, quit trying to fix me up with people or trying to figure out what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. Just let me be. And
they also have very different personalities, and Kyle's definitely more reserved, and Boz is like, come on, I'm putting it all out there.
Right.
So, but I think, you know, she genuinely wants to know for the right reasons. I like that Kyle gave her a little bit more, and, you know, without naming names or like talking about situations, and, you know, how she talked about wanting to be married again. And she really like cracked the door open a little bit more. And I'm glad that she did that. And I wish, as Erika said, that she just said like, look, I was with somebody. It didn't, well, she kind of did, but without giving as many details. But like, yeah, I really like that she did a bit more. It's never going to be enough for the haters. I don't care. I think she's going at her own pace, and who knows where we'll end up by the end of the season.
Right.
So I like that, like Rachel was like, you're free, basically like Marlo Thomas, you're free to be you and me. You know, like whoever you want to be, like you don't have, you need to define that, you know, and your sexuality is whatever. So yeah.
While we're on the topic of Kyle, and we should talk, we might be jumping around. I don't remember the exact order, but they went flower shopping.
Oh, with Alexia?
With Alexia's wedding.
Yeah.
And I believe it was in the course of that where Kyle got into, you know, a little more emotional about the idea of Alexia and her future husband or now husband, you know, going the way that she and Mo did.
I mean, that never will happen. That was really emotional. I liked that she, you know, said that, and it's natural to think that, you know, I was so happy with Mauricio, and it seemed like that was the end game, and it's not. And, you know, I think she would feel worse for her daughter than she would for herself if her marriage ended.
Right.
You know, not wanting that pain and not wanting your child to be in pain. So I thought it was a great Kyle moment, and it was very revealing, and it was just, it made me like not tear up. I was like, oh, I don't like to see my Kyle cry.
You know? I think it does go to show, though, and she's been talking about it, and it's interesting because, you know, we're not anywhere near there in our lives of, you know, having, you know, first a 25-year, 30-year marriage and then 4 kids, anything like that. But you hear it so often that it feels cliche to hear it again, where she's just, sorry, I've talked myself into a corner now. I don't remember my point. Where she, like, I've spent so much time being a mother and a wife that I forget what it's like to be myself. So it's so interesting how she so quickly goes to the mother place and then she immediately starts thinking about Mo and everything. Whereas, that's she's spent so much time doing that it's reflex almost. So it's
the fact that she's like, it's crazy that we won't be together at our daughter's wedding. It's really not that crazy. You're both going to be there for her, just not together.
Right.
But for her, like, everything wraps around Mo. Like, even like on the speed dating, where she's like, oh, you're a real estate agent too. Oh my gosh, so is my husband. Blah, blah, blah. Like, so much of herself is wrapped up in being Mauricio's wife and being these 4 kids' mom. And it's like she really probably lost a bit of herself.
Well, and for sure. But I also wonder if so much of being on the show, she never had to answer any of these questions. She's always like, yeah, I'm married. And it just was removed from it. And now that that
was never the story.
Never the story. And now it's like, oh, like, do I have to make, like, I think she's starting to realize that, like, she's leaned on the fact that that's just a given, that, like, there's no variable there. It's, I'm married and that's it, and now she's realizing, oh, there's so much more that I need, not that I need to answer for, but there's so much more when someone asks me, who are you? It's not like, oh, I'm mother of 4 and married, it's, I'm so-and-so and so.
Yeah, it's like, who were you before all this? Well, she was Kathy and Kim's sister. She was a daughter. She was an actress, a child actress. And then to go straight from that to, like, getting pregnant, getting married, divorced, getting married again, having all these kids. Like, I don't think she really got to go on the path of, like, this is who I am. Like, people have their 20s and 30s to really explore that before they get married and have kids. And she didn't have that. She had a career and, it was
kind of not handed to her, but, it was kind of, as a kid, it's just the only thing she knew. She's like, oh, I go do this. And then she grew up and had.
Yeah. She's like, I have to be professional. I have to, show up for my job on time because I can't be difficult. I can't, I need to get more work. And then, yeah. Who is Kyle?
Yeah.
She's never been to Kyle.
Gotta be better than Kim and that whole Witch Mountain crap.
I'll take Halloween over Witch Mountain.
Oh, for sure. So it was interesting to hear Sutton talking about her ex, and specifically that she kind of always thought in the back of her head that they would somehow get back together.
That was such a vulnerable thing to say, because you could, like, the memes write themselves of, like, girl, or like, Christian is so done with you. But, like, yeah, like, to have her say that and then, like, oh, he is definitely never, ever going to come back.
Yeah, I mean, it just, the same thing I was thinking, with Kyle, she probably does have a little sliver in the back of her head that, like, oh, maybe this we'll get back together. And so the same way with Sutton, I just never thought, hearing how controlling Christian has been and like how kind of their marriage exploded, that Sutton would be able to hold out for that. But I guess, they were together for a long time. They raised a family. It'd be the same thing that, like, Yeah, but
was it a great love story, though? I wonder. Like, do you really, like, were you madly, passionately in love with this man? Or was it, family and obligations and, money?
Clary doesn't seem that it was her idea to get the divorce. So,
no.
So, in that regard, she was probably happy with the situation of things, and why you wouldn't, these many years later, conclude that that's not how he wants things, and there's no going back to that. Even if he wanted to, like, why would you?
Was there ever an inclination that he could come back?
So I mean, but I think that's the trap that a lot of people get into emotionally, is that there's always hope that, like, oh, things are going to be different than this time, or I can change him. All those millions of cliches that people come up with to justify feeling a certain way. I mean, they're there for a reason, and it's got to be tough. So
no, I really felt for her, and I like, again, that she was very open about that, and Rachel was kind of like, well, okay, but they did bond on certain things, and I like, maybe she should go back to being Brown. Sutton Brown is a good name.
Yeah, Sutton Strack has a more alliteration that always goes well.
Right.
Sutton Brown doesn't seem so bad. So
I think so. Downtown Sutton Brown.
Wubba wubba wubba. I will pay money to have Sutton do wubba wubba wubba.
Name.
I'm trying to remember. At one point, we knew Erika's maiden name before Tom.
Yeah.
But we knew them all at once.
I was saying, like, what would she be? Yeah.
But yeah, it was interesting when Rachel said she took her maiden name back the minute they got the divorce. I was like, but she's always been Rachel's, though. I'm like, oh, but we probably, the same way that Kyle is actually Kyle Umansky. Like, the kids and everything, that would be her name, but it's only professionally she. So,
but But also, as we know, too, it's not that easy. Like, there's a lot of paperwork to change names.
My mom.
Hence, we never did it.
Yeah. Well, and also, my last name rhymes with your first name. You don't need that.
No.
My mom changed her last name as soon as I graduated high school. Or probably while I was still in high school, but right towards the end. She was like,
We always say divorced mothers keep the name, so it will be easier at school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. But if you called her Mrs. My last name, she would like, nah, that's not me.
Yeah.
She'd almost backhand some of my friends sometimes when they called her that. And she's like, no, that's not my name anymore. Don't do that.
See, my mom kept her married name, and they've been divorced for like decades. And that was just like, that's just her name.
Yeah.
You know?
You get used to it.
She's also married before. And so, yeah.
Yeah. But, yeah. The fact that, all your sisters and stuff took that same last name too.
Right.
That probably helped solidify. Like, it would be really, really shitty to be like, oh, they changed their last name to this. And now that I'm not married to that man, I'm changing my name.
Right.
So,
Well, it'd be like a Kris Jenner went back to Kardashian.
Yeah. That'd be
weird.
It'd be very, very weird.
Like, what are you doing?
So, where does that leave us next? They end up going.
Well, we learn about Amanda.
Yes, we
learn her brood. So basically, she has like her husband Eddie, Frankie.
Eddie, I think it's Eddie.
Another Eddie.
No,
okay.
Amy, I don't remember.
Can't remember.
And there are millions of kids.
Right.
They're very
two
big
stepkids. Very big. Yeah. Oh, that was the thing. Like she sucked all the character out of Kyle's house. Are you drinking? Oh, yeah, we're on water. I was like, is she downing that water? All the character, like just beyond the black and white floors. It's like what?
It was a very nice house, but it was
nice.
It looked like everyone else's house.
The front yard, like they're all going for that country. What is it?
Country farmhouse.
Yeah,
like
farmhouse. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure if Tamara lived in Beverly Hills, she would accuse everyone of single white femaling her house. She's trying to have the same house as me. Like, I'm like, okay.
Take that weave out of your head, Dorit.
They all have the same house.
Yeah.
It is kooky. But, that's the style of the time and people like it, so go for it.
I don't know what to make of her yet.
I'm still trying to figure out who she looks like besides Elizabeth Banks.
It's Elizabeth Banks and it's Dorit's old face. That's who it is.
It must be, but there's just someone, it's reminding me of some other reality show star, and I can't, it's like if you took Elizabeth Banks in poverty and like smashed her together.
No, it's like a smidge of Reese Witherspoon.
A smidge. I can see some of that. She probably
the eyes.
That with a hair flip and everything.
The hair, yeah. I feel again like she's playing socialite.
Yeah. I didn't need her making a Clueless reference. I was just kind of like, it's like, oh, I
manifested all this. Like, I don't want to hear, it's already episode 2 with her, and I'm like, I don't want to hear anything else about manifesting, okay?
I mean, that's her whole thing, and that's a whole kind of language that I think a certain generation uses, and I think a lot of people who especially speak in therapy talk.
Very much so.
Being that she has a
master's in counseling, right. Never took any sort of financial advisor classes, became a life coach, and wrote some books and like did some Instagram posts. I mean, there's more to it. I'm not trying to minimize her accomplishments at all. Like she wrote a book called Rich as F, and it's a bestseller. So she's definitely done things. I think it's just, I don't know. I think it's too soon.
I think there's a whole demographic of people that really, really believe and buy into a lot.
Totally.
That I think that ends up being the problem that Boz has by the end of the episode is like, what the hell does any of this mean?
Right. It's a lot of talking.
Right.
And a lot of like therapy speak, as you said. Yeah. But like, what's the reality of it?
Well, I mean, I don't know. It does seem like a lot of mumbo jumbo, but it's at the same time, there are people, if that's how they speak in their vocabularies and this all the time, I'm saying like Gen Z, like I think a lot of people Gen Z do kind of gravitate towards that and speaking in this manner. And I think it might just be a generational thing, not an entire generational thing, but just a different matter of, it'd be the same thing as if she came in like super, super religious and was talking about, God provides and all that stuff. It just doesn't,
Totally.
the language we don't necessarily speak.
Yeah.
I don't think any of the ladies on the show speak.
Doesn't make it wrong. It's just they're not used to it. That's a good way of looking at it.
But at the same time, based on what they're saying, is that something just doesn't seem right about any of it.
Yeah.
Like maybe she doesn't even understand what she's like.
Well, so it's like they get to the end and, the whole, I've been praying for you and I've been thinking about you all weekend. I just met you, but okay, that's nice. It's not going to last. As we know, Dorit says it doesn't last.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're not in a good place. But when Dorit starts talking about like the lack of control of the finances and like not knowing what's going on with the finances and like just lays it all out there, it's like, ooh, this is bad. And like Boz is just like, oh. And then when Boz says, what could she do proactively? Like she's asking like good questions, like what could Dorit really do to help herself and get out of the situation? And like it does seem like she doesn't answer the question, Amanda. And it's just a lot of like words, like a word salad.
Well, you got to think about what kind of provider you want to be.
Yes, like there is an emotional side to money for sure,
right?
For sure, but there's also like what's the real concrete stuff? That's what Boz is getting at, because Dorit doesn't know. She doesn't have a financial manager, business manager. She needs like good financial advice, and that's not what Amanda does. Yeah.
What way I see it is kind of like the new math versus the old math. Like new math, I get why they.
Well, the math ain't mathin'.
I know they teach math a certain way, so you kind of understand the relationship between numbers and all that. I get it. I think the question of like what kind of provider do you want to be is legitimate, because it's like, hey, do you want to keep them in the life that you're having now, or have you thought this entire like way of living is bullshit? Like, because you could go ahead and get where you want to get by spending a lot less if that's what you want to do.
It's legitimate down the road,
right?
But when you're not even that far down the road, but like we're talking like concrete, what can she do? Like, what does she need to, like a forensic,
right?
All that, like, what can she do? And Amanda was like emotionally what she can do, and it's like Boz is like, no.
Yeah, that
what?
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, at the same time, like she says, she filed for divorce a few months ago. Like when they separated, wouldn't you figure that all out? Like, wouldn't you? I guess you have the business manager handling it all, and she thought the business manager would continue to handle it all.
And he's not. You need to get a forensic accountant.
Yeah.
And really, like, where is all the money? Because,
well, and you need to get your own business manager. I got the impression it's still her business manager handling everything, but just PK's not giving him money to pay for certain things. So either way, I think she needs to get someone who will sit her down and say, "Hey, here's where we're at. Here's where we need to be." And like this, like the fact that she doesn't know if she has retirement accounts, which I'm guessing she does, and it's not like Bravo pays a 401k and then they've been stocking away into maybe an IRA.
But they're asked to, well, no, they're not. They're freelancers basically.
Yeah, but I mean, they could be putting money aside pre-tax.
They have a contract each year, but like it's not like
right.
Yeah. But it's what I was getting at, is that PK, not going to say shady, but I don't think he's very forthcoming, and I don't think the money is very straightforward. And so that might be another reason like she doesn't know what's going on, because he may have deliberately not told her. I'm not saying this is like a Tom Girardi situation, but there's a lot going on that she probably does not know about. And
I can see that for sure. And then who knows how much of their personal stuff, he mortgaged against or borrowed against to do X, Y, and Z. It's interesting that everything is in her name.
Yes.
I mean, probably.
But that's purposeful.
Probably, because the casino debts that he had and everything in the past, probably so people can't collect on those and things like that.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, like for sure that he was like, no, that's all you. Because if something happens, it's all on her.
Have you read about the casino debts?
I have not, no.
It was a Bravo docket episode about a lot of that stuff. He apparently owed a ridiculous amount of money on markers from a casino. And while I love to gamble, and I'd say past tense, I loved to gamble a lot, like in my 20s. And it was always like remarkable to see someone come in and get like a $50,000 marker and just sit down and start gambling. You're like, okay. I think PK had something like $250,000 or more worth of loans from casinos. And it's like, how do you, I don't understand.
And does he still, or has that been cleared up?
I think it's been cleared up or at least settled to a point, but there may be other things going on. I don't remember the details. But still, that's just like a lot to have out there just from going to a casino. But, you know, you got to bet big to win big, I guess.
And you're drinking and then gets away from you.
Yes, this is true. I know a little bit about that. So,
but no, he had a problem and he was really, really getting away from him.
Right.
So, yeah, I don't, she needs to untangle all that because.
Yeah, I mean, it just for her own, for me, I don't know how it could.
Well, for the kids too.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know how I could be in a situation and not know what bills are due when and what, even I get like being married and whatnot, like you have someone who does that for you, but the minute he got his own place, that's when it'd be like, okay, this is, you know, my domain now, I need to figure it out. And that's just how I am. I would just be like, I need to know where everything is. Yeah. Because I can't count on that MFer because he went off and got a condo living with Tom Schwartz and
Tom
in Jack's.
Yeah.
So.
Jesse Lolly. Yeah, it's like, you know, you got to provide for these kids, like their school and whatnot, keeping this house over the roof over their heads. You know, you got to know because, boy, George may have all the money. Like, who knows where all the money is? It's really, if I was her, I'd be like, Boz, give me that blanket back. I got to return that.
No. I feel like we're missing something, but I think we're right on. We got everyone on the episode.
Yeah, because there's no Kathy. We see her next week.
No Tilly.
No Jennifer Tilly.
Still no Natalie or whatever her name is, if that is her real name.
Her real name. I mean, yeah, I think it was mainly like...
Wasn't much Rachel. Was there Rachel back at home or anything?
Just the Sutton scene.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it was mainly about getting to know Amanda and her, you know.
I mean, at face value, I liked what I saw. I mean, I you know, cute little home family. She seems very proud of what's going on and, you know.
There's something... And the buttermilk that ain't clean.
But would you be saying that if you didn't already know from promo?
Probably not, but like, I don't know, something about her just kind of like reads a little phony. Mm-hmm. So, but I could be totally wrong, and I like her by the end of the season. But right now, it's kind of like I believe like she loves her fiance and these kids, and they're like, that's, I think, is happy and real for sure. I think her business. And I think her persona and like whatever, her movements seem a little like, you know. I don't know if she's sincerely like, did she sincerely pray for Dorit last weekend? I don't know. I don't know.
I don't remember her saying I was praying for you.
She did.
I heard her say you were on my mind. I was thinking about you a lot.
And she prayed for because Dorit repeated it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, good for her. Where I think that ends up being is definitely, I think for her to have made money in the field that she's in, it is almost like snake oil and whatnot, where even I could see it being the case where she can't believe she makes money doing what she does, so when she has to like play the game, her heart's just not in it because she just said, well, I just say these words and apparently people hand me money.
I'd like to see her in action, like how we saw Boz last year, like with that.
Oh yeah, with that, the different seminars she did.
Yes, I'd like to see like, what do you do? Like beyond Instagram, like what are you really doing? You know, what's your day to day?
Sure, some of it's on YouTube, you know, and then, you know, it cuts off 5 minutes in and we have to pay to see the rest. But and that's what it sounds like to me that she does, is she's one of those people that's like, if you want to be successful like me, buy my video and I'll teach you how.
Right.
Like, that just always reeks of scam.
It's now I gotcha.
Yeah.
And now,
I think that, I don't know which is worse, an MLM or one of those get rich quick schemes, because they're usually connected.
Yes, very much so. They're cousins.
Yes. Kissing cousins.
Kissing cousins.
But yeah, I mean, it seemed like a episode.
I felt like it wasn't a lot of action, but there's a lot of emotion. And I don't know, it got me, you know, not like it's like over emotional or like, you know, I did almost like sort of almost cry with Kyle, but not really. But I liked the emotion it brought me in,
Mm-hmm.
and I went with that, and I liked like sitting down and having conversations. Sometimes I get a little redundant because it's all about divorce and whatnot, but that's where they all are. They're being truthful. That's where they are, you know, in their lives. So
You can see.
yeah, like I definitely will need more action and more like, you know, fighting and whatnot. But for now, it's like, let's have conversations, and where are you and where am I? And I can relate, and, you know, oh, that's maybe not the smartest thing you could do, and a little bit of shade here and there. It just, I think others might read this as boring because it's not like, you know, crazy Salt Lake fighting.
Right.
But for me, I was like, it's a slow burn. And really in episode 3, and I think, you know, we'll pick up. But
Yeah.
I like getting to know where people are at right now before just jumping into a fight.
Right.
So,
Well, next week it looks like we're getting on a plane. We're taking a short little trip.
Sedona,
Is that where they're going?
I think there was.
It did look very Arizona. Like I
Yeah.
thought was that the Grand Canyon, or is that just what Sedona looks like? I have no idea. I've never been.
Yeah.
So-
I think this is where like Tilly climbing up the hill.
You know, all the times I've worked in Arizona, or in Vegas, I've never gone to the Grand Canyon. Like,
Oh, wow.
I think
I've never been either.
I could end up going my entire life and not going there, because if I haven't gone this so far, like I might
We'll
not.
go one day.
I mean, only if we're trying to recreate the Brady Bunch road trip. I think that's the only reason we'd end up at the Grand Canyon.
Well, didn't they go there in like family vacation?
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, in Vegas vacation, or yeah. In
The first one.
one of them, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've never been. I'm somewhat curious. I'm not a big desert person, but you know, it's the Grand Canyon.
Is it family vacation? Is it
You did say family vacation. It's not right. It's just
No.
vacation.
vacation?
Yeah. Or National Lampoon's Vacation.
Vacation. Yes.
You prefer.
Thank you. Yes.
So yeah. But yeah, it goes with that whole I don't like dirt. So
Yeah. I mean, you do. It's nice to like just see it and go in the vastness of it, and you know.
yeah, like I didn't think I was gonna I didn't think I'd be so awed by Yosemite, but you know, seeing that I was like, oh wow, it lives up to
It was a postcard.
Yeah, exactly.
We walked into a postcard.
So I'm sure when I one day see the Grand Canyon, I'll think the same. Or maybe if they go there next week, I'll be like, oh, no, I don't have to go.
You guys see it in person though.
Yeah, for sure.
So.
Well, I think we've talked about everything.
And this was also the last Beverly Hills 2025.
Yeah. So the next time we talk about Beverly Hills will be in 2026, right?
I know.
I'm telling you, I am looking forward to a nice holiday break. Like as much as I love doing the podcasts, my brain is just squishing with Housewives, and I could just go for a nice.
We'll still have Potomac on Sunday.
That's good. No, I'm fine with that.
And then strangely, we'll have Salt Lake not next week, but the week after on the 30th.
Right.
So, but yeah, it's you know, we do love talking about them, but it's a lot of housewifery.
It is, and also like you know, I just need a nice little reset.
Totally.
I think we've been running so steady since BravoCon. That
Yeah,
I'm just like,
yeah.
I could use a little reset. Other than the fact that we got sick there, that was a bit of a reset. But I just could just use a week where I'm just like, stuff and people and friends. And that's what the holidays are going to bring, right?
Right.
So we'll talk about all this next time.
Until next time.